Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to This Is a Work. My name is David Hensley. I'm the owner and creative director of Long Walk Productions, and I am here to introduce your host, David Two Doggz Hayes.
Hey, thank you very much, David Hensley, and welcome to Rock Hill's only premier pay-per-view wrestling podcast. This is a work. We are not reviewing a pay-per-view this week, and Chris Barnes is not here this week.
You're stuck with me.
That's right. And so we decided the best way to do this would be to do a year-in review, which my brain's a little frazzled because I just left Lincoln to North Carolina doing the year-in review with the podcast with Jason and Mike. And it's just, I just left chaos. But those guys, it's always fun to go up there and work with those guys. So let's jump right into this thing. A lot has happened this year. I guess we should start the year off by talking about that big apology that happened late December, early January. We got from the entire McMahon family. Hensley, I don't know if you remember this or not.
I do not.
Oh yeah, it was late December, early January, and they came out and addressed Raw, and they said, "Look, we know that there's been mistakes made. We know that the product is slipping, and we're gonna remedy that this year. You guys get ready because you're gonna see some incredible stuff."
And did we, Doggz?
Yeah, in theory.
You definitely saw some stuff.
We saw some stuff.
And some things.
And judging on how you want to look at it, you could say it was incredible. You can add your own adverbs around that incredible, but
incredible doesn't always have to mean good.
No, and it doesn't in this situation either. We talked about they talked about we've got new people coming in, and that's when we saw Lacey Evans, which that was very positive. That she's done a lot for the women's division.
I do enjoy Lacey Evans.
Yes, yeah. We who else did we have come up? We had the War Raiders, who then became the Viking Experience, who then became the Viking Raiders. I don't know why. They didn't like
who
war.
Then joined the LA Raiders, and then joined the Minnesota Vikings.
And yeah, so they're doing good. That's a positive. We also saw the debut of Heavy Machinery. Gotta love Heavy Machinery. We also saw, we saw him. We didn't hear him, but EC3, the man that was supposed to take over WWE. Yeah, he never cut one single promo, which is what he's good at. I believe I saw him on Raw wrestling twice.
I remember nothing about what you're talking about.
Yeah. He was on...
you could have just made all that up and I'd still believe you.
He was on A Moment of Bliss with Alexa Bliss, which is a wrestling talk show in which he did not talk. Again, just we wasted him. And then the last time that we've seen him, he was one of the jobbers chasing the 24/7 belt currently around R-Truth.
Ah, yes, that happened.
Yeah, that happened. God almighty, there's so much. We also saw the debut of Lars Sullivan, which we saw him a handful of times. He actually made it all the way to a pay-per-view, and then he lost his smile or something, and then he started saying some really alt-right crazy stuff on Twitter, and we never saw him again.
I distinctly remember earlier this year you being like, yeah, Lars Sullivan, going to be the next big thing. Really looking forward to this.
Right, and I was.
Crickets.
Yeah, very, very disappointing. So, but we got 2 strong tag teams out of it, and we got Lacey Evans. So there's that.
There is that.
Next thing that we have that went down was the debut, and we just got through talking about it, of the 24/7 belt.
And wrestling fans rejoiced.
Oh, boy, did they. Now, okay, there was half a second there that I was excited about it. I was like, yeah, you remember when we did this, when we did the Hardcore Champion, and it was 24/7? That was fun. That they did a lot of great vignettes, and it was funny. And, well, if you're wondering if that same storyline is going to hold up, it didn't. First of all, the belt is hideous. It's lime green. It looks like a CD. It looks like a laser disc is what it looks like. Deep pull. And it's just, I wish that I could have taken that away from Foley when he had to go out there and he had to put this ugly ass belt over like it was going to be the greatest thing anybody had ever seen. Number one, you can't call it the hardcore belt anymore because, the WWE doesn't do hardcore matches. So you just have to call it the 24/7 and forget it. I would very much like for the 24/7 belt in 2020 to just go away. Nobody cares. It's not. It was only funny a few times.
Yeah, they ran that into the ground very quickly.
Very. I mean, it didn't make it 2 months before people were tired of it. In fact, there were a lot of people that didn't even want to give it a chance. I tried. I did. I tried to give it a chance, and there were some funny moments. But ultimately, this was a shit idea. Well, what else did we see? We got to talk about WrestleMania. WrestleMania, Hensley.
Oh yeah. Well, let's go ahead and dive into Saudi Arabia.
Oh we'll get to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, I thought that's where this was going.
No, WrestleMania, man. This is first women's main event.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, attendance records broken. Oh my God, that's pay-per-view buys records broken. Also, the longest pay-per-view that WWE or WWF or whatever has ever done.
Rumor has it that it is actually still going right now.
Oh yeah. Guys, I can't remember what the date was. I believe it was I think it was like April 4th or something like that. It started at 5:00 April 4th and it ended April 5th. I'm not using hyperbole. It literally ended the next day. All I'm saying is, God, so far, I don't think we have a ton to be proud of.
No, and my favorite thing about how long that went is all the stories of people who got trapped outside of the place where it was held at because public transport had shut down already.
Yeah. Taxis and Ubers were not hijacking, were spiking their rates.
Surge pricing.
Yeah, it's just nothing but good ideas so far, and we're only into April. Now, let's see what else could we? Oh yeah. Raw has the lowest rating in history.
All right, so the McMahons are doing great so far.
Yeah. They broke that record that was previously set by them last year. So, got to keep digging, right?
Eyes on the prize.
Yeah. They tried to remedy this situation by bringing in some amazing writers such as Dana Warrior. Yeah.
That's a made-up name.
It is. Man, it's now they did try to get Bruce Pritchard in there to no avail. They've got the executive director of Raw to be Paul Heyman and the executive director of SmackDown to be Eric Bischoff, to which they promptly fired like a month into it because the ratings were so bad.
Oh, I don't even remember hearing about that.
Oh, yeah, that went down. And as far as I know, Paul Heyman is still executive director for Raw. I'm not seeing any improvement, which tells me either everybody's just doing a horrible job or McMahon is not letting go of the pen.
In most respects, 2019 has been an extremely fast year. It seems like just yesterday was January.
Yeah.
Except in wrestling, because all these things you're saying, I'm like, oh, yeah, that was this year, wasn't it? That felt like it was 6 years ago.
I know, doesn't it? This WrestleMania was 388 minutes. Just think about that for a minute. I believe the second longest pay-per-view was like...
That's 6.5 hours.
Yeah. It's I believe the second longest pay-per-view, I think, and I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure it was WrestleMania 4, which was a title tournament. They decided to do a title tournament on the same night. And this was way back when VHS was all we had, and it was 2 VHS tapes, and they were both full. It was ridiculous. But yeah, so that happened. What else do we? Oh well, we do have some positive stuff. We have the debut of the AEW pay-per-view All Out, which was, and I believe Double or Nothing.
Full Gear,
fantastic. And the birth of AEW Dynamite, which has really, in my opinion, set the bar. We also have had some YouTube spikes on wrestling with NWA Power.
I think the car outside of the studio decided to embellish the power just now. That was the best comedic timing.
NWA Power is good. I think the wrestling on there is great. I know one of the wrestlers on there. They're incredible talents.
Now, this is the one that's produced by Billy Corgan, right?
That is correct.
I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up the Smashing Pumpkins frontman.
Oh, yeah. No, we absolutely should. And, we'd be remiss if we did not bring up the fact that they are not without controversy themselves, because not more than a couple of months ago, they had to release one of their commentary journalists, Jim Cornette.
Ah, yes.
For making a really bad joke that was considered to be racist. So, we're all over the place this year.
No shit.
It's what else do we? Well, okay. Let's move into Hell in the Cell, shall we?
Oh boy.
Now this happened. Hell in the Cell. Well, we also, but before we do that, let's talk about Bray Wyatt. The transformation of Bray Wyatt. That all happened this year, guys. The Firefly Funhouse. I'll be honest, the first time I saw it, I'm like, this is going to go over like a lead balloon.
The first 10 times I saw it, that's what I thought.
Oh no, that's the second time. I was like, this okay. This might have legs. And then, but there was like 8 or 9 of these vignettes that we just kept seeing, and he never wrestled. It was just him in the funhouse. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting. And then he keeps talking about him. And we never got to see who him was until they finally unleashed him, known as the Fiend. And as we know now, Bray Wyatt has a split personality. There's Bray Wyatt and there's the Fiend. And the concept is good. The concept is really, really good.
Well, how was the debut?
The debut was good. The debut was fantastic. But it was so good that the WWE writers had lost their freaking mind and said, you know what? Bah, the belt, put it on him. And with a, whoa, slow down. This guy is, we've got such a character here. We don't even need to put a belt on him. He's over. Let's just let him do his thing.
Well, let's let him do his thing after we have Seth Rollins beat the shit out of him and get disqualified, and he doesn't really get to do a whole hell of a lot.
God almighty. That's where we're at Hell in the Cell. They screamed, we got to put a belt on him. We got to put a belt on him. We're going to put him in the cage at the Hell in the Cell. They took our jib, and then he... Who wrote that? Who wrote that? That's all I want to know. Who? I'm sorry, I pegged you.
It's okay.
I'm getting passionate here.
Please, don't ever say the word pegged ever again.
I'm spiking. There
you go.
This garbage storyline was
the maddest I have ever seen our group of friends when we watched this live.
And I mean, they've seen me get mad just alone, and everybody's just kind of looking. It was like, yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, Doggz is mad about some fake ass wrestling, whatever.
Well, I think my favorite reaction of all was friend of the pod and former guest star Robert Bradford.
Oh, yeah.
Losing his mind at how terribly this ended.
Oh, yes. Man, when he screams, the referee screams out, Seth, this isn't like you. What are you doing? And we have a disqualification in a Hell in the Cell match. What kind of shit is that? You start to wonder, and I'm not the only one. This group of people was not the only one. This enraged the wrestling world. That other wrestlers, there was like, who, I remember X-Pac was watching it and was like, whoa. Well, how do you have a disqualification in a no disqualification match? It's what is that about? That doesn't make any sense. And I'm stoned. And, and yes, the popular meme was, how could you have a disqualification in Hell in a Cell? Mick Foley died from this.
Or for this, yeah.
For this,
that was
yeah.
my favorite joke. Mick Foley died for this.
Yeah.
Which somebody really felt the need to point out to me at one point when I repeated that joke. Well, Mick Foley's not dead.
Yet.
Yeah. Well, that's how humor works. Anyway, sorry.
Well, his spirit is. Which moves us into Saudi Arabia. And boy, we just had a hodgepodge of bullshit in this one. We have Tyson Fury versus Braun Strowman, the monster that we were pushing. We still haven't put a belt on Braun Strowman yet. Yeah, that's right. We put the Universal title on the Fiend inside of the first year that he re-debuted. And
wait, re-debuted?
Yeah, because before he was just Bray Wyatt.
Oh, right.
Yeah. We before, well, I should say for the repackaging.
Rebranding.
Rebranding. There you go. Yeah, so we still haven't put a belt on Strowman yet. Now, barring those tag titles that he won year before last with Little Nick, and then had to give them back. So, yeah, I don't know if that counts or not. But, yeah, we have Tyson Fury versus the monster among men, Braun Strowman. And Tyson Fury, who nobody knows, okay? Nobody knows who this is. Period, point blank. Nobody knows who the hell it is. People that follow boxing don't know who he is.
It took you saying that sentence for me to remember this match.
There you go. But the WWE said, oh, this guy, huh? We're going to put him over. Oh, yeah, another little tidbit of information. Tyson Fury is still under WWE contract.
Of course he is. Why would they let such a talent go?
I mean,
how could they afford to lose that?
Seriously. I mean, between him and Lashley,
I've watched a lot of bad matches with you. I'm not going to lie. That was up there for the worst thing I've seen in this sport.
Oh, don't bury it. We're going to get to the Hall of Shame in here in a minute. What else did we have? Oh, well, we did have the SmackDown moving to Fox. That happened because we thought, and we rebranded SmackDown. We didn't really rebrand Raw, but we put together a new opening promo for them, and that was about it. But we did a whole new restructure for SmackDown because, well, Fox, huh? We get some of that Fox money. And both the openers, they look great. They do, but then you didn't do anything different. And then you had the draft. And it was that nobody cares about because you've got the wild card. And so anybody can just go over. And they said, no. We're not doing the wild card anymore. Okay, well, make up your freaking mind. And then, we get rid of the wild card. Well, we still got people crossing over. So what does it matter? Then we have Bray Wyatt, who was SmackDown, had to move to Raw. And then we have Brock Lesnar having to move to SmackDown, which that's something else. We did have Kofi Kingston taking the WWE title. Not the Universal title, the WWE title. Yes, we still have 2 world titles. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't matter. I don't know. Wrestling, fuck you. And so anyway.
I just want to take that wrestling, fuck you, and just make that the tag for every episode now.
Yeah. So yeah, we have the true testament of human spirit story with Kofi Kingston.
Truly, probably the most exciting thing that happened in the WWE all year.
Oh, so good, so good. Everybody was behind him. Everybody followed him. It was great. And then the first night of SmackDown on Friday nights for Fox, Brock Lesnar comes out, beats him in 8 seconds. Fuck.
Couldn't even do that on a pay-per-view. I found out about this when we showed up for whatever the following pay-per-view was, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Kofi's been unseated by Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
What?
And then we never saw him again. No, that's not true. We saw him for Crown Jewel. And haven't seen him since then. Bah. Because why would you want a champion? I mean, bleh. Oh, God. It just makes me... I didn't wear enough deodorant today. So we also have now... because Raw is on Mondays with USA exclusively. SmackDown is on Fridays exclusively with Fox. We need a place for NXT, so we send them on USA. We put NXT gets their very own television time frame. This is positive. Some really great wrestling comes out of NXT. I'm a fan. I'm watching it. I'm recording stats. There's good stuff out there. We see great up-and-coming superstars like Keith Lee. We see people like Adam Cole. And then we had our big one. Finn Balor goes back to NXT, which was huge. We thought, oh my God, okay, whoa, he's doing this to make an impact because the Wednesday Night Wars from AEW Dynamite and NXT. That's what's going to be happening, guys. And, we have not seen a lot of Finn Balor. Don't know why. I thought he was there to make an impact. Not so much. A little disappointing. So this is going on. And finally, we're gonna move things out to, oh my God, I forgot about a couple of things. We forgot about the Hall of Fame when Bret the Hitman Hart got attacked by a random fan at the Hall of Fame. That was a big deal. And God bless Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder for as they put him in a headlock and was walking him out of the arena, they were throwing punches at him, just bam, 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 right to his stupid head. And good on him. #FTR. And then we move into the Survivor Series. And this was an interesting Survivor Series. It was I thought it was really good just as far as wrestling goes. We really didn't do much better than we could have done this entire year as far as just wrestling. It was Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. Traditionally it's always Raw versus SmackDown. For what reason? I don't know. Wrestling. And just to see who the number one brand is. And NXT dominates, which you kind of had to see coming because since they're going up against AEW, they have to win. So, yeah. Well, that's about all I can really think of as far as exciting things that happened this year. Most of it was very negative.
Yeah. And I am definitely not the right person to help you remember things
That's okay. That's okay. Because I'm also, if I can get my computer pulled up. There we go. We can move into our rankings. And I'm going to start out with the 2020 Hall of Shame. So this is our top 5. Sadly, making the number 5 slot is Cedric Alexander. We really had high hopes for him this year, and he's just ended up just doing the job for everybody. Now, I'm sure he's not upset about it. He's making plenty of money, and he's doing great. But ultimately, he has no storyline. His character's probably never going to go anywhere just because he's a mechanic in the ring, and that's where he's going to stay for the rest of his career, I would imagine. In fact, as much as I hate to say it, he'll probably get released by the end of 2020 next year. We also have coming in at number 4, formerly known as Chad Gable.
Oh, boy.
Shorty G.
Oh, boy.
Another fantastic shooter, worker, all the way around. He's great. But he's not good enough for anybody to give 2 shits about. So we changed his name to Shorty G simply because McMahon thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing the job ever since then. Now, I wish this next one had been higher, but he's not. Number 3 is the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you don't even need to say anything. He's terrible. Number 2 is Shelton Benjamin. We thought we were going to see something out of Shelton Benjamin because he started popping up at the end of 2018 last year.
Who the hell is this person?
Shelton Benjamin is a extremely talented individual who he was really he was a tag team specialist during like 2010 through 2013, something like that. And then he's just been coming back and forth, but they've kept him around because he's such an amazing talent. Well, he had been popping back up at the end of 2018 and just randomly, and you think, oh, they're looking for something to do with him. Maybe we'll see him. And all we've seen him do is job. That's this entire year, that's all he's done. So, sadly, I'm sorry, Shelton. But the number 1 ranked Hall of Shame winner for 2020 goes to Mike Kalinas, who has done this absurd angle with Maria Kalinas. They're in a relationship, and then Maria gets pregnant, but then she's not pregnant, and then she starts cucking Mike and just making up all kinds of random stuff. This was so bad that it never made any pay-per-views. It never made any kickoff shows.
Yeah, once again, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
primarily just having watched the pay-per-views with you.
Yeah, this was garbage, and it was about the 2 people that are in love with each other, cucking another one. Who would come up with something like that? WWE. Well, at least they had the good sense not to do it twice, David Hensley. Oh, wait, they did.
I was about to ask you. I was surprised it hadn't come up yet.
Yeah, they sure did. Bobby Lashley and Lana. We're still driving this piece of garbage story into the damn ground. People are irate about this. I mean, people are screaming, please take this off the air. And they're like, oh, no, we can't take it off the air. Can you see how many YouTube clicks we're getting for this? People love it.
Not for the... You're not getting clicks for the right reasons.
No, you don't... Why do you not understand this?
They don't read the comments.
God, I mean...
Which is something that I recommend in general. Like, don't read the comments. But if you're the creative team behind a multi-billion-dollar franchise, maybe read the comments.
Man, you got to have... Look, you got to hear it. You got to know this is bad. I mean, first of all, if you don't want to read the comments, if you don't want to hear the people, I don't know, watch it. And then...
That's asking a lot.
And you tell me, and look at me with a straight face right dead in the eye, and you tell me this is good shit. And if you can do that, I'm going to stab you in the eye because you're a liar and you're a terrible person, and and if you can lie about something like that, you need to be put down.
What else are you lying about?
Yeah. That means you could... Man, you're probably working in politics, so that's okay. We got through the Hall of Shame. Let's move into our award for 2019's Up and Coming Award, and I've thought long and hard about this, and I have to go with Andrade for being the 2019 up-and-comer, who recently, in fact, just this past week, won the United States title from Rey Mysterio in a house show, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations. Why did he win it in a house show? I don't know. The point is they're pushing him. And I kind of like it when people win in a house shows. It gives you this mystique about, see, there's some realism to it. And it doesn't happen often, and I like that. So yeah, he's going to be our up and comer for 2019. Let's move into the top 10 tag teams. Now, I'm not just doing WWE on this one. I am doing this is AEW and WWE. I'm not doing NWA Power because you have to be on television before I can watch you. And I know everybody's saying, what about Ring of Honor and what about Impact? Okay, you have to be credible as well. So
you can go to our website to read the complete addendum to all of Doggz' clauses.
That's right.
Doggz' clauses.
Number 10, we have Private Party. They came out like a rocket this year. Number 9, moving up the chart, is the Dark Order. They're starting to move. At first, I wasn't very impressed with the Dark Order, but now they've got this surge of really good story. And yeah, I know what happened last week and about the independent worker that was missing his punches by a mile. I know, I saw it. Whatever. The spirit is there for this. It's good shit, and I'm for it. We really got something with the Dark Order. Coming in at, where am I? Coming in at number 8, we have the Lucha Brothers. Number 7, we have the team of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, Bliss Cross Applesauce.
Copyright Robert Bradford, 2019.
Yep. Number 6 is the Revival, who's still there. They're having their contracts up soon. But are they going to go? Are they going to jump? Who knows? Or are they just fucking with us? Who the hell knows?
Or are they checking their mailboxes for letters from AEW?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are they going to jump to AEW? Personally, I would. They've been tag team champions for a good portion of this year. But if you look at the stats, they have lost more this year than any other tag team combined. And I'm talking about 2 different federations here. Combine them all, they've lost more than anyone. It's and it's a shame because they're so talented. Anyway, number 5, we have the Kabuki Warriors. Number 4, we have the Young Bucks. You would think they would be higher than number 4, but no. Number 3, we have SoCal Uncensored. That's your AEW Tag Team Champions. And number 2, the New Day. And the 2020 number 1 Tag Team.
2019?
Or I'm sorry, 2019. I forgot where I'm at. 2019 Tag Team of the Year award goes to the Viking Raiders.
Wow.
Yeah. Congratulations, guys. I wish I had something to give you.
And congratulations on being recruited by Minnesota.
So let's see. Now we're going to move into the blockbusters of 2019. Who had the best year in WWE? I would have number 5. Regretfully, you got to put him on there. Baron Corbin. Yeah, I mean, I'm not happy about it, but you got to look at it. The man's had a hell of a year. He's won match after match after match undeservingly.
I think you mean King Corbin.
King Corbin, yeah.
It hurt me just to say that.
That's the only reason I didn't call him Baron. Or the only reason. Forget it.
I'm going to go walk into traffic now.
Number 4, this will help. We have the comeback kid himself, Kofi Kingston.
I'm on board.
Yeah. Number 3, we have the Firefly himself, Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm. With you so far.
Yeah. Number 2 for Blockbuster of the Year, Ricochet, which that's a pretty solid choice right there. The number 1, people can disagree with me if they want to, but you can't argue the facts. This person has had one hell of a 2019, and that would be the man, Becky Lynch. You can't argue the fact that she has had the best year out of anybody out there. Better than anybody on AEW, anybody on the roster, anybody anywhere, she's had the best one. Which is now going to bring us to our top 10 women. The women's division has been this last half of the year, they've been slacking a little bit. It's slipping, which guys, you had a really good surge, and you really stepped up your game, and I don't know what happened here. You're falling off. But here we go. Number 10, Sasha Banks.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Did not see that coming.
It's going to get worse.
Oh, boy.
Number 9, Carmella.
I just heard all of our female listeners groan.
And she just made it in by a margin of error.
Because she's money?
Well, that. And number 8 is Asuka, just barely beating out Mella. Number 7 is Alexa Bliss. Number 6, and this probably should go a little higher since she just recently won the NXT Championship. That would be Rhea Ripley. who just defeated the number 5 person, Shayna Baszler. I'm really high on Shayna Baszler. She can. I'm hoping she lost the NXT belt so she can come up to the to the pro ranks, because she's tops in my book. And somebody else that's not tops in my book, it brings us to number 4, and that is your AEW Women's Champion, Riho. I know a lot of people like her.
All 75 pounds of her.
Yeah, it ain't working for her. There's like, hey, she's small. It's going to be the true testament of the human spirit type thing. And then there's too small. Like, you don't need to be in the ring small. And that's where she's below that. Like, it's like, like you're a little too old to be playing with nursery school kids, but you're also too small to be getting in a wrestling ring. So that's where we're at. You find the medium in between there. That's where we're at with Riho.
She's a manga character.
Exactly. Number 3 is going to be the queen herself, Charlotte Flair. Number 2 is Aunt Bailey. I just call her Aunt Bailey because she looks like somebody's aunt now.
Oh yeah, with the new haircut.
Yeah. she looks like the cool aunt that would
won't say anything if she catches you smoking.
Yeah, she'll bum one from you every once in a while, and when you get a little bit older, she'll let you have a sip off of her vodka that she's hiding in the car that we don't talk about. And number 1, sweeping the category once again, you can guess it, the man Becky Lynch. Number 1. And this is going to bring us into our final category, the men's top 10. Now, coming in at number 10, I wish he was higher. My man, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF. Number 9 is going to be Hangman Adam Page. Number 8 is going to be Rey Mysterio. Number 7, sorry to say this, guys, is going to be AJ Styles. Number 6 is going to be our Blockbuster Award winner, Ricochet. Number 5, couldn't do this top 10 without King Corbin.
I feel like we could have, though.
Hey, he would even be on the top 10 list if it were up to me. He's had the year for it, though. Number 4 is going to be your AEW Le Champion, Chris Jericho. Number 3, once again, part of the New Day, Kofi Kingston. Number 2 is the Fiend Bray Wyatt. And your number 1 male for 2019 is going to be none other than the man that's burning it down himself, Seth freaking Rollins. And that is our top 10. Now, what is going to hold does 2020 hold in store for us? I don't know. Do you have any predictions here, David Hensley, for what do you think's going to happen? I know. Yeah. I know.
Once again, I apologize to the listeners that I am not Chris Barnes or Robert Bradford or anybody even a little bit knowledgeable. No, I have 0 predictions.
I didn't think so, but I was like, well, I got to ask. Well, here's what I think. I personally think Becky Lynch's reign is, as far as being the champion of the women's division and the icon that she is right now, I think that's going to come to an end this year. I think she's ran her course, and I think she's getting stale, and I think people are going to get tired of her. I think people have already started booing her. I think she's going to start getting Roman Reigns heat. I think that right now, they're not. They God help them. They tried to kill the Fiend with their ridiculous storylines. So far, the Fiend's still over. It's they have been unsuccessful with killing him. If they can just maintain and let him just run roughshod for this year, I think the Fiend could be the next big thing happening. I think he could be. I don't want to say that he could join the ranks of Hogan and Stone Cold and The Rock, but I think he could get in that upper echelon.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Which pay-per-view are they going to put him against Lesnar?
Well, you know, they were supposed to put him in the Survivor Series for Lesnar. If we were going to do this right, it should have been The Fiend versus Lesnar versus Adam Cole, baby. But, which, my God, what a dream match that would have. How amazing would that match have been? But no, we didn't get that. We didn't get anything close to that. There. I'd like to see it.
Really? I was joking. The Fiend versus Lesnar?
No, I want to see it.
You and I both know the way that's going to go.
I do.
Lesnar's going to throw a couple of F5s. The match is going to last 30 seconds, and then he's going to walk out victorious.
Maybe. Because it's time. It's past time for Lesnar to leave. We haven't seen him with that. We haven't seen him since August.
Right. But I'm just thinking worst case scenario, and with WWE, you have to, putting The Fiend against Lesnar, The Fiend losing to Lesnar.
But, you know, here's the thing. Somebody's going to have to take that belt off of him. And who we got? Like, who?
You're right. Roman Reigns.
Well, you know, that's
I'm armchair booking the worst matches possible.
You know what? I mean,
Bobby Lashley. The Fiend versus Lashley. Yes. Let's see this at WrestleMania.
Yeah, you know what? I want to see that. Let's do that. We can do that. I'm fine with. I would pay for that. Yeah, if it means that we bury Lashley, bury him. To where we can't legitimately put another story on him. Yeah, I would pay money to watch that historic event. Yeah. But, you know, as far as Roman Reigns goes, I think that's going to happen too. I think we're going to see because, you know, his return has been very lackluster since he came back from leukemia.
Yeah, that goodwill ran out very quickly for him.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, he's been going over, but it's not anything special. They're not putting the super push behind him. I think we're going to see that super push again next year. I think that's coming around. I've got some bad predictions. I didn't want to say this when I was up in Lincolnton. But I got a feeling that NWA Power is going to fold this year. I think Corgan. I love what he's trying to do. I'm a fan. I don't think it's got the legs. And I'm sorry, Finger. I'm sorry. I like it too. I don't think it's got the legs. I think Corgan's a little in over his head, and I think he's going to realize it this coming year, and I think he's going to just pull the plug on it. Either that or he'll give it to somebody, which might not be a bad idea. And this isn't really a prediction. My final one is a hope. I am praying that the Wednesday Night Wars gives us a resurgence in wrestling popularity. It hasn't so far, both, just because, it's going back and forth with AEW won this week, NXT won this week, and it's going back and forth. Neither one of them are drawing stellar ratings at all. They're not even getting 0.1s. So it's they're not doing good at all. I think the last rating that came in before the Christmas holiday was like 700,000 people, 700 and something thousand were watching AEW, and NXT beat them out just by a margin. So, but that's where we're at as far as wrestling goes. Those are my predictions for next year. One of them I hope comes true. The other ones, I hope it doesn't happen. But, that's where you're at when you have Pandora's box. So, I guess that's going to do it for us, man.
Yep, that's it for 2019 and for the 2010s.
Well, we should talk about what we got going outside of This Is a Work and Long Walk Talks, and that is They Fight
2.0.
2.0, man.
We start rehearsals on January 6th.
Yeah,
and
man.
We will be going hard for 2 months.
Yeah, and that's gonna be March 19th, isn't it?
Let me double check that. Yes, that's opening on Thursday, March 19th, and going through the 22nd.
Yeah, we've even got a Sunday matinee for you, and it's only 1 week this time. We usually do 2 weeks, so you wanna jump on this? Go to Facebook and.
Go to Facebook and search for Free Reign Theater Company. Like us to keep up to date. You'll find out when tickets go on sale. You can purchase those at Carolina Tix. That's TIX.org. You might want to get those in advance because, like Doggz said, we just got 1 weekend this time.
Yeah, 1 week, man. And was it 5? We've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, we got 4 days. So, and we always draw really well with this show. So these tickets are going to go fast, so you need to jump on it as soon as they're available. Get ready. We've even expanded past Shakespeare. We're doing the greatest fights in literature.
Yep, so you can see Robin Hood versus Little John, Robin Hood versus Guy of Gisborne.
Three Musketeers.
Yep. The Three Musketeers and D'Artagnan. Some fights from The Man in the Iron Mask. And...
we're missing something.
Yeah, I'm certain that we are. I just looked over all of these, and I'm brain dead from trying to
You look sleepy,
prepare.
too.
Yeah.
You feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. We need to go on vacation.
We do.
Yeah, well, let's go tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, guys, I want to wish everybody a happy New Year. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, a Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and whatever other holiday that you got going on. For Chris Barnes and David Hensley, this is David Two Dogs Hayes saying, if you got out of bed today and you had a job to go to and you got somebody that cares about you when you get home, guys, this match is over and you just won via pinfall. Thank you very much for listening to the year-end review of This Is a Work.
Thank you very much, listeners. If you enjoyed the show, please make sure to listen to our sister show, Long Walk Talks. We also just finished our last episode of the year, and we will be coming back strong again in 2020. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can find the link in our show notes for this episode and for the most recent episode of Long Walk Talks. So have a very happy new year, and we will see you next year. Bye-bye.